Hello and welcome to What the Football. It's happy days time because the knockouts are again happening and we're going to start with catching up all the action from last night's games. Joining me as always is Chaitanya and we've got Nikhil is back. Happy days. Round of applause for Nikhil, guys. Woo! Yay! Right then, before we get on to that, do remember that you can win yourself a trip to Brazil. Log on to indiapostlive.com, play our contest, and win yourself a trip down south to Brazil. Happy days. Right then, Germany, Algeria, 2-0. Comfortable victory, would you say, or not really? Because it wasn't until the very, very end.
Made it hard for themselves, the Germans, with the constant back passing that was throughout the first half. You just thought that they were playing in their own half, but they're Germans, they're efficient, they know how to take care of business, and I think that was done. So
Soleimani from Algeria had a fantastic game. He was just all over the place.
He did everything except put the ball at the back of the net.
Yep,
As
it's
such.
true.
I mean, right at the end, finally they got a consolation where he did get it into the back of the net. But apart from that, it took the Germans post 90 minutes to break down the Algerians, who played such good defense.
I mean, they weren't consistent on until, in fact, that under Schürrle came on, and that he changed the game pretty much single-handedly. Do you think he should be starting? And if he is starting, who would you drop in his place?
To be honest, if Schürrle is starting, then I would drop Ozil. I thought Ozil had a howler.
Shocker, right?
He just wasn't there. I mean, on the ball, he was making his pretty little Arsenal passes. But off the ball, there was no defense. There was no tracking back, which is exactly why Algeria scored.
Yeah, so he has the same problem for us as well. His tracking back is quite weak. Even though he did score the latest goal in World Cup history.
No, Soleimani scored the latest.
Soleimani scored the latest goal. My bad. Sorry. Excuse me. Soleimani had a great game nonetheless.
What's the boo-boos?
what the boo-boos? Boo-boo number one, boo-boo number two. His actual name is Slimani.
Slimani.
Thank you.
Slimani. You just gotta say
I
it
just
fast.
made up for last night.
Pre-season boo-boo.
I just made up for last night.
Pre-season boo-boo.
Right then, they did look low on, not low, vulnerable. Joachim Low said they looked vulnerable on long balls and they're prone to counterattacks because they were giving the ball away they were giving possession away too much. What can Algeria have done? What more could they have done to exploit that?
Put the ball at the back of the net. They had so many chances. At the end of the day, you need to figure out where did Algeria go wrong with the simple fact that they weren't able to put the ball at the back of the net because they had the best chances as per me.
Do you feel? Would you say that Germany were the better team, or do you think Algeria are hard done by here?
I think it's a little bit of both because the German team being better is because they're blessed with stars and they're blessed with a lot of talent on the bench, on the pitch. And a little more so because I think what Algeria caught on to and did not pay attention in during the game was Schweinsteiger had a stinker. An absolute stinker, and they actually caught on to him because he wasn't playing in his old deep-seated lying playmaker role because that was occupied by Toni Kroos, so he was just running around the line, and I think the Algerians outran him for pace there, even on the wings, because a lot of German dispossession either came through the middle of the park or it was with Neuer throwing the ball away somewhere.
Yes, well, Neuer, you spoke of running around. This guy is crazy, man. He is playing FIFA and he's got the Y or triangle button held down all the time. It's a good tactic. It seems to work for him. How come more keepers aren't doing this? Sweeper keeper.
I honestly think that Neuer, either he's one of the quicker keepers or he's just a really brave keeper. The minute you come up against, let's say, a Messi and the ball's in between Neuer and Messi, Messi's going to outrun him and just tap it in. It's as simple as that.
But I think in Neuer's defense, and you're right with the triangle button, it'll be called the triangle, not Y for all intents and purposes.
Xbox, baby. Anyway.
Again, you make the keeper rush, and I think it's all about Neuer's sheer confidence and backing himself up, because we've seen even when he plays for Bayern throughout the year, he's very comfortable in his box, be it corners, be it retrieving possession, be it passing possession, because Andre Schürrle almost got a beautiful chance on his clearance, which he almost converted had it not been that strange, that very, very good block by the Algerian defender. I think it was tied there or something. But I think, Neuer's a very good passer of the ball too. And I think the German team appreciates that and at the same time uses him also because you're right, he was the sweeper behind his own goal, him being the goalkeeper himself.
It turns out we were all reacting to this because, of course, we're seeing it on the big stage in the first one. But I actually checked out on the internet. It is actually there. There is a strategy on, goalies are taught exactly how to, I mean, obviously they are, but there is a full sweeper-keeper theory that exists on keeping the lines long. It actually makes a lot of sense when you see it, but it's risky. You have to be super confident.
If I want to remind you of a less fortuitous time for Manchester United when Fabian Barthez was trying that, went horribly wrong for him. But
I'm happy to hear about United things going horribly wrong. It's fine.
Then I just need to say Arsenal in that case. I don't even need to mention anything else.
Okay,
wrong.
We can move on.
Massimo Taibi.
Snap.
Again, why?
Or selling Piqué and Pogba. Or things with P actually. Anyway, our What the Fact today is about Manuel Neuer indeed. Run us through that.
No, I'm not gonna.
Why?
First, apologize. There was no Manchester United involved here. I very.
Okay.
Well, the fact is about Manuel Neuer being one of the most consistent passers in the game against Algeria last night, in which they qualified, and pass completion rate being 3/4 wide. That happened to be more successful than the entire Algerian team. You have to say, I think that's because of all the back passing, but he did a very good job as that sweeper keeper. And I think he made a very valid point. We've not seen it at the biggest stage, and for him to do that in a knockout game says enough and more about how much he's confident in life.
Plus the fact that he kept playing so many long balls out. Yeah. None of them was short passes.
He looks perfectly comfy there as an outfielder, doesn't he? Looks right in his element. Moving on to France, Nigeria, and I have my own What the Fact for you. Yes. There we go. He got
drum roll. He got it right. He got them right.
Finally.
Happy days. Look, I even added a flash to it.
Although he didn't get the Germany-Algeria score right.
And I think if his scorelines go wrong today also, he might be out of jerseys. He might not have left anything. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want Aditya half naked on the show by the end of next week, do send in your tweets. We will start it on change.org.
No one wants to see me half naked. If anyone has a Belgium jersey that's more productive, do send that at India Post Live. # WT Football. Right then, on to France and Nigeria. Yawn game, right? Le boring bleu.
Yeah, you could say that. But I think again the standout performer, we can't stop raving about him. Paul Pogba again showing up when it matters. The only spark in a very dull drab game, which was, I think the second goal was kind of horrible for Nigeria.
It was Yobo who caused all sorts of trouble. He led to both goals pretty much. He was the own goal, of course, and he was not marking Pogba properly when they came.
But I think someone who was making the right moves in making trouble for France was Moussa, who again was on point.
Moussa was on point again.
Again, crossing, running, he's like an engine in himself. And we might not be surprised if he actually features in one of the prominent leagues next year, because he did a pretty good audition in this World Cup for his job.
I think Enyema also did fantastic.
Yeah, the keepers themselves, even how do you pronounce it? Mboli.
Mboli from Algeria.
Both of them, fantastic games. Yeah. It's going to be sad to see it. They're two Fahulis in the team, right? That's right. So sad to see those two keepers going out. But are they really contenders? France, they've got this far, but do you really think they're contenders? Because they're facing the Bundes now in the next.
On yesterday's performance, it seems a little tough. I think they still have that gear they can step up. So let's wait and see. Because I think they are allowed to take it easy against teams like this, but don't take it so easy that people at home fall asleep.
So are they saving Griezmann and using Giroud in weaker games? Because out of the two, even though he's an Arsenal player, he seems to be the weaker striker there. He had a pretty decent game against when they had that high-scoring game.
Switzerland.
Yeah, but again.
No, but then again, that's what we spoke about yesterday, that I think France, considering that they have Nigeria, will not underestimate them, but might use the entire depth of their squad to actually, as you said, make a strong case for going forward, because they have that on the bench. But they can always get Griezmann on the bench, as they did.
But it seems their game plan changes entirely depending on what team is being played out there. Not that they have cover for the strategy that they've played. Depending on who's on there, it seems to be a different strategy for every game.
Because again, we also discussed about that fact that probably yesterday or the day before that, Didier Deschamps has not got his nucleus set. Still doesn't know his final 11. All he knows is Pogba and Matuidi should be in the middle.
Benzema up front.
Lloris and your fullbacks are the same. The entire structure of the team is still hit and trial, pick and miss. So I think France, this match might have just been the wake-up call that they need to face the Bundes.
Benzema came close to getting on level with the top goal scorers in the tournament for the Golden
And he
Boot,
missed an
but
absolute
missed
sitter.
just a sitter. Yeah. Well, too bad for him, but he's got
think,
another
I
shot.
think the most understated player for the French has actually been Valbuena.
Yeah.
Everybody
Yeah.
keeps talking about Pogba and Matuidi, Benzema.
He is
they're
literally
fantastic.
the little
But,
engine
but,
that-
Yeah.
but Valbuena is just constant up and down,
Yeah.
putting those balls in for Benzema
Yeah.
to have the tap-ins which he
Yeah.
can miss. I
Which
mean,
he always misses.
Actually, you make the point that actually my sister made. She's not a big football fan, but she was watching. She said, that guy.
the tiny guy.
That guy, the tiny guy. He good.
he could.
He good. He good.
Does your sister turn into an early man when she's watching? Hey, good. Next.
Bump on the
Club,
head,
yeah,
bump on the
club.
head. Drag him by his short and skinny.
Right then, you let us know on Twitter whether we should knock my sister out with a club and take her into a
Ouch.
cave.
No, let's not.
Please, this is not that kind of show.
Yes. Well, what we would like to know is actually what you think of both the African teams getting knocked out. No more African teams left in this World Cup. Where do you think they have their shortcomings? That's the question that we'd like you guys to answer. Do let us know your thoughts on that. On to a little bit of news now, and we'll start with Luis Suarez because I know we keep saying we're going to be the end of it, but he has come out and said that he is sorry. There we go. On Twitter, he said my apologies to Chiellini, and Chiellini has responded. It's all forgotten. I hope FIFA will reduce your suspension. You really think he means that?
I actually have three questions which I'd like to address to the people who can reply on Twitter on #WTFootball and to you two gentlemen. A, how is that 140 characters?
Yeah, no, it's an image.
Aha.
Suarez has some savvy tech skills as well, apparently.
And I think this
He's got an appetite for technology.
And I think this is Barcelona speaking because on the follow up to this, Barcelona's sporting director Antonio Zubizarreta actually praised Suarez for this apology. So the plot thickens with this apology, doesn't it?
It does.
For Liverpool and for Luis Suarez, who might have to have a lot of money to give his lawyers to fight the ban.
Indeedy.
I think that for 4 months he should just go to Kosovo and hide out before they get FIFA
Sure.
approval.
But what I have a problem is what he's written at the end. I vowed to the
What's
public that there will never be another incident like this.
No, he actually doesn't write this. The image actually ends right there. There is no word "this" in his statement, so he can't, he can't be a gentleman.
Oh
he
my
can't
God.
spell it. He doesn't.
Do you
grammar.
think he typed this out with his teeth?
Yes, nicely done.
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did. No, I don't need Google to tell.
I love
So,
this. Suffered the physical ruptures.
You know why he's like
mental.
this? Bottle fed.
Bottle
Bottle fed.
I told you it was something to do with his upbringing. I'm telling you.
There's something really psychologically wrong with that man.
We have to move on. We can't talk about Suarez biting people all the time because there are other people who are getting angry with other footballers. Sadly, not in the nicest way. The South Korean team, when they returned to Korea, had toffees chucked at them. That may seem sweet to us, but it's not actually. In South Korea, that's more of a thing. It's kind of like saying, like,
Bugger off.
basically. And yeah, they literally chucked toffees at them.
Where is Suarez when you need him?
Where is Suarez?
Where is the Mexican coach when you need him?
Oh yeah, dude. So we've come up with either Jabba the Hutt or Buppy. Buppy leg for
And if Mexico been winning more, he would have had the golden jewelry to associate with
fully,
it.
fully,
He
fully,
probably
fully,
still
fully.
will get that.
Really does.
My body weight in gold. That's
So,
what
you
you pay
see
me.
him going to bite the trophy, but like just small bite, huh? That thing's expensive. Right then. Also, Kaká it's been confirmed by AC Milan. He is going to be bouncing from his old place, AC Milan, and off to the United States, taking a pit stop on the way where?
At Sao Paulo
At
and
Sao Paulo.
back home.
Back
Again,
home.
he
Back home, yeah.
returns from it's basically a journey from home to home, from AC Milan to Sao Paulo and then to pastures anew. We've seen every top star post-his 30s do that, make that move to US. You had Thierry Henry, David Beckham, Frank
David
Lampard
Villa now.
recently, David Villa, and then Kaká just joined. So I think these guys might help turn the US language from soccer to football. I hope that happens.
I hope that happens
I do
as
hope
well.
that
And remember,
happens.
guys, that you can win that trip to Brazil and possibly get to check out Kaká because he'll probably be down there. It's the only time get to see anyone playing in Brazil because he'll be off to the States and then, well, who knows? Right then, last bit of news. Inter has retired Zanetti's number 4 shirt.
Respectfully so. I think one of the respected.
I think nobody else can wear that number ever. It must be so dirty after the 40 years he's been in it.
It also will be very overawing to wear a jersey like that. Someone like.
It's the
It
pressure.
would be so interesting to see him like sort of sunbathing with the number 4 sort of
Just
sun
the sun-
That's an awesome image to have, dude. That
Awesome is not the word I was going
No,
for.
it's been
naked
emblazoned in
footballers on the
itself.
beach.
But the truly interesting
My
part is
God.
I know, I went
truly
there.
interesting part. His numbers never changed. Neither is his hairstyle.
Ah,
Neither is his face,
Yes,
to be
indeed.
honest.
happy days. One thing that we've seen for a long time is Zanetti's face and all this. One thing that we've seen recently, and we're forced to watch, and we don't like watching it, but nonetheless we decided to talk about it and have a wee bit of a... I was going to say a bad word. Stop myself right there. So, what the football am I looking at is what we've called this little segment, starting with Zolo. Zolo no more, please.
No more.
The
I
next
don't
time
want
I hear,
it now. I don't need it now.
The next time I hear this,
I'm
this
tired
track,
of seeing the biting
Sure.
man.
we've got the track there. The next time I hear this, go 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 go, I'm going to just tear my ears off.
No, I think you have someone in the picture who will help you with
Oh,
that
hey.
right
Oh,
there.
there you go.
He'll do you
bite
much
your ears
better.
off.
He'll bite it off
Mike
right from the
Tyson.
root.
Right then, Shakira is of course the next one. She is now Captain State the Obvious. Shakira there with her song. It's catchy. It's been in my head all day.
I think
but-
it's very threatening to footballers. She's asking them to.
Wait for PK's cheeky glance. There he is. He's and Chaitanya, what is she saying?
I think she's asking everyone to lock everyone's legs. I think it's a very, 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 very threatening submission move.
Happy days.
No,
professional
I
wrestling.
honestly say, she says, I dare you, right? She
Yeah.
keeps saying, I dare you.
Yeah.
How come Neymar's the only one wearing clothes?
I think he lost.
Somebody's won.
Somebody's winning
won,
a lot in
and
the.
PK seems to have lost a lot.
Well, I think he seems to have won a lot too. If you
Also,
pay attention.
pick up the Lego.
Leg lock.
Oh, sorry.
It's leg lock.
My bad.
Everyone's injuries in the World Cups. Everyone's in that video.
there are a lot of players in that video who get
Injured?
leg
who
lock
have
quite often.
leg-related injuries.
they do.
It's because of the leg lock and the constant reshoots on the ad.
So Shakira says leg lock.
Leg lock.
Clearly.
Yeah.
And a lot
The
of other
lyrics
obvious
on
things.
every-
I love the
side
pose
of
she's
that.
stuck in, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Leg lock. That's
Leg
the
lock.
leg.
That's his leg lock
That's
right
the
there.
leg. Now time for the lock.
Leg.
Fantastic. Right, on to the next not so fantastic thing. Pitbull and J-Lo. The song, yes, or Happy Days. But these guys freaking really, just really, man.
Mr. 305 doing a triple O on that.
Name
zero.
3 things that you hate about Pitbull.
Dale, dale, dale.
Thank you.
It's as simple as that.
Again, this is a guy who I've just can't imagine.
Shouldn't
he's
he be?
the most uncreative lyricist on the planet. Thing is, first song, I know I want you, you know you want me. That's it, on repeat for freaking like 2.5, 3 minutes. Made millions of it.
I think he also
How do you
didn't
go
get
from that
that
to World Cup
school
song?
from a lot because he stops at 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Uno, dos, tres,
That's
cuatro. That only knows counting.
I
till
wish he had
4.
stopped before the freaking opening
I
ceremony.
want to know what is he doing here? Shouldn't he be coaching Chile?
He should be out looking for Harry Potter. Voldemort. Look at him, freak. Right, next up, there's a
Expecto
motorcycle.
Patronum.
Expecto, get the hell out of here. No audio on this. This is our water breaks. The not so cool breaks. I wish they would do something like you said in these 3 minutes of watching sweaty guys water
I
themselves.
don't want to see how a person wraps a bandana with an ice pack or how everyone's taking a bath almost. I do
mean,
not want to see
beyond
that.
the first one where we have history to talk about.
Yeah.
What else? All right, that's great. He's sweaty. He's not so
nice.
sweaty.
Oh, is he changing a jersey? My God, how the impact, the sheer impact on the game.
And definitely, well, at least we don't have to worry about this because Mexico's coach is out, but I don't want to see him sweating.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
Oh, he doesn't want to see him sweating, let alone us watching him.
there are poor countries in the world who see him sweating and be like, there's a lot of water going to waste. Right then, last...
But there's one thing you're missing on this list, and that's I'm just happy when I come here, because I don't have to listen to any DJs telling me what football's about.
Hey,
It is nice.
he said it, not us. I'm not going to agree or disagree.
I
there.
just
I've
very recently washed my hands off.
I'm going to distract you by dropping my things. Thumbs up, mate.
Well done.
Right then, and finally, a motorcycle company, which
Of
will
course.
remain nameless.
Of course.
They have a hashtag that they use, but we've put our own little hashtag in there as well. Check out this.
Stop
Again,
being a hero.
With a very stop being a hero. We don't like it. Anyway, I don't think the graphics are working, so
We don't need
I don't
them.
need to hear it again.
We've already seen them enough. I think it's.
What do you
burnt in
hate the
our
most
brains.
out of that list?
What do I hate the most? I'm actually going to tell you what I like the most. I like the water breaks, provided we had ladies taking these water breaks.
Oh yes.
I'm not so interested in the men. Wet t-shirt contests are no fun with men.
Nope.
It's true.
Happy days.
Hashtag I'm dead.
Well, the USA are wearing white.
Oh no!
So
Oh no! I don't
Yes.
want to see Tim
and
Howard in a wet
Jersey
t-shirt.
Outdoor is back. Here's something to show. Something to prove, perhaps. Let's move on to Argentina and Switzerland before this gets disgusting. Because
We have all the elements to make it.
I wish you could delete.
I
Right
think there's
then.
something up with the Argentina jersey, but then again.
Yeah, right. So 2 against 1 here. He's not supporting Switzerland, but he's wearing
he's
red. So
wearing
it just
red.
gives us an excuse to pick on him.
You're
Wasn't I
red.
just Belgium
Red.
right now?
Later, but
Very,
for right now
very
you're red.
convenient.
Well, we definitely know what we are. You're just the only confused person in the room here.
I'm the confused person who still has both of his teams in the cup he bid for.
I have-
Moving swiftly on.
moving
How
swiftly
can
on.
you
I have-
support more than one team in the cup?
Because
Yeah.
none of
But-
them are my countries.
Fair enough.
I only, we couldn't get a Belgium jersey. That was the only. Anyway, right.
Why?
Let's take a look at the head-to-head between Argentina and Switzerland. That is our game coming up tonight. Only met 3 times, and Argentina pretty much getting the better
Yep.
of that. Lavezzi, if he starts, like you said, Chaitanya, I think he's going to make a difference. Why?
Because I think because over the course of the year, even with his club and even during the games in which he has briefly featured for Argentina, he's given the coach Alejandro Sabella every reason to select him. He's got pace, he's got power, he's got awareness, he's got a rocket of a right foot, very, very aware, knows his teammates very well, knows Angel Di Maria, knows Lionel Messi, knows everyone around well to actually coordinate with them, and can also be shifted for someone like a Gago or a Maxi Rodriguez, who are not really
Correct.
lighting the world on fire with their performances.
True say, Maxi Rodriguez as he looks.
Yeah, and
He's, who's it? I found his. I remembered his doppelganger. The Thing from Fantastic Four.
yeah,
He's the
yeah.
Thing.
yeah.
Or Michael Chiklis.
Michael Chiklis, yeah. And I think also Sergio Romero is going to be a very important factor because of the simple fact that they need to keep a clean sheet. We've already seen enough upsets, enough extra times and enough penalties for Argentina to make it easy for themselves, because as compared to France, Nigeria, who were playing in very cold conditions last night, this is going to be again a very, very, very hot game. Temperatures are going to rise up to in a good 38, 39 with 50% chance of humidity. So
Absolutely.
we might see another water break.
We might see another
A
water
cooling break,
A
as they
cooling
call
break.
it.
Sorry, that's the official
So,
title. We're going to move on to the next game. Other key players, guys, that you can look out and watch out for are Shaqiri. That is not a hybrid between Shaqiri and Piqué. That is something. It's a player from
Oh,
Switzerland.
nice.
Nicely
Yeah,
played.
yeah.
I like that.
Just thought of it, guys. Thank you. Pat on the back. We'll put him in the next fact.
I hope
Okay,
he's
I'm
not
clearly
like
getting ahead of myself here. Kun, are they going to miss him? Because he hasn't done much.
Depends on what Messi does, because I
Depends
think
on what
aside
Messi
from
does.
Higuain, who also has not been playing well, Messi is the only reason that Argentina might not feel Aguero's absence, because if Messi doesn't fire today and if Lavezzi is on an off game, I think it could be a lot of trouble, because as impressive as Di Maria was throughout this season for Real, I think for Argentina he's
and Lavezzi
still
has that point
shy
to
on
prove. He
goal.
hasn't been.
Yeah.
He wants to show.
The question is Aguero still sharing a room with Messi? Is he there to give him that emotional support and hugs and stuff?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Things that go bump in the
Maybe.
night. Right then, prediction.
that was very wrong.
Right?
Yeah.
No,
I
they
thought
kick
I was
footballs
doing-
around the room all the time. They're always practicing, guys.
my-
Come
my
on,
bad.
please.
Sorry.
Dirty minds. Take it out the bin.
Wait, what were you? Wait, what did you think I was thinking? That just got my mind dirty.
You started it.
I thought they were going to jump on the bed.
And we have an Argentinian union right now, is what we have.
We don't share a room though. Nikhil, your predictions.
I'm going to have to give the edge to Argentina just because they're better off in these conditions. So I'm going to say maybe a 3-1.
3-1?
Yeah,
I was going to agree with you, but I'm going to go with a 2-1 because it served me well last time.
Well, I'm going to agree with him. I'm going to go for a 3-1. I think with Shaqiri to score the solitary goal for Switzerland. But aside from that, it's going to be... Again, we've been wrong so many times because we've been pleasantly surprised towards the game so many times that it's no point even...
One key player which you're missing is Valom Barami.
Oh,
Either
yeah.
brilliant or stupid. He's kind of...
I think with his hair, he is pretty much stupid. So I think we've got that nailed down. So yeah.
So either he'll do something brilliant or he'll do something ridiculous.
It's been a while since we saw Pepe's red card, didn't we?
We missed Pepe.
Yeah, I know, right? So I hope Behrami fills that void with getting him sent off for the weirdest reason on this planet.
Possibly. I mean, maybe...
Ooh, throwing
maybe
a bottle at a fellow player during a cooling break to injure him.
Done.
Done.
7-1 odds.
7-2, that's 8. You're going to give me 7-1 odds for something as scarce as this?
Oh,
It's a good...
700-1.
700-1?
Yeah.
I know, he's pretty violent.
wait. I'm going to go with blowing his nose on the referee.
Ooh,
I give you 700-1 on that.
interesting.
Fantastic.
It's too hot for him to blow his nose. I give you 700.
Right then, guys, I'm gonna cut you off there, guys. Remember on Twitter, do let us know what you think your odds for all sorts of weird things, and do remember that tomorrow we're gonna be having a bit of a fun show because it is an off day for football games, but we're gonna do a lot of fun stuff, and we're gonna look at the best of the internet and all sorts of cool stuff like that. Let's move on to the final point of discussion tonight. That is Belgium versus the United States. It's a big match. Everyone's very excited about it. We've got a lot of factors here. Origi or Lukaku, which young player should start. We have got, should Januzaj start? Will they need that speed? We've got the Altidore factor. He's also back for the States. But Chaitanya has summarized this by doing a lot of thorough research. He spent hours today figuring out these facts, and I think he's come to a pretty solid conclusion.
I think like you, I just downloaded the internet. I could try finding anything.
I
and
was
everything.
amazed at how much content you put
Even
out.
I was taken aback as to how these factors can influence such an important game for Belgium and USA, considering the fact that, well, every match is their final now. So I think, to start off for USA, divorced and widowed women in Florida are not allowed to skydive or parachute on Sundays, and I think that has to do with going to mass.
Shut the football.
A lot of positive energy is going to the US. So I think that's one up for US. So I think that's USA one. But Belgium have got an answer, and they have a rule which might not help in their long throws, because it is illegal to throw Brussels sprouts at tourists in Belgium.
What about in Brussels?
Oh, I think they can throw hamburgers though. So I think that.
But what about in Hamburg? Anyway, too much food, Suarez is going to show up.
Back to the lab
Be
on
careful.
that fact. And light beer, 1.5% alcohol in those beers, was served to kids at lunches in the 70s. So I think that's where they get all their names from.
Cooling break.
Cooling break. That's a good
That
cooling
is a
break.
cooling break and a half.
And in Oklahoma, I think we'll not see a lot of red cards for gesticulation in this game because it is illegal to make ugly faces at dogs.
I love that word, gesticulation.
And
So no one's
but the question is posed: why do dogs make an ugly face at them? I think a lot of importance.
I don't know how many dogs do you have?
None.
I have 3.
None. And what also
He didn't see what I
trumps
was trying to
Belgian
do.
chocolate moving again.
Sorry. with your stats.
It's the serious stuff, man.
So apologies.
All
You-
these
you
games
spent
don't
a lot
matter
of
for
time- you
anything.
spent a
Come
lot of
on.
Let
time
him
on this.
gesticulate.
Sorry.
Americans collectively eat 100 pounds of chocolate a second, which
That's masticating.
a second. Perhaps the greatest thing ever. So I think they're very, very neck and neck. But I think between Belgium having Tomorrowland, US having Tomorrow World, both of them having waffles and beers to contest with, I think Belgium will win this game.
I fancy Belgian waffles.
Only because Balotelli's girlfriend is Belgian.
Okay.
And
That's
because Captain Haddock is here.
Yeah,
In the
yes.
flesh. Tintin is Belgian.
He's getting ready to bounce.
I
Write
think
that
that's my
on a more serious note. Players to watch for you.
I'm always going to say you have to watch out for Hazard, and you need to watch out and see how Company does. If he has a good game, they're going to keep the USA out because the USA is a physical team.
This is the first time their defense is really going to be tested. Do you think?
I think so. I think because of the sheer physicality of the United States, they are going to be tested. Because
What with all the chocolate they eat, right? This has to somewhere.
all
come
the
back to
chocolate has gone
right?
into Jermaine Jones. Have you seen him? He's
Yeah.
like built like a
I
truck.
think he might be a crucial factor with all this chocolate consumption, right?
Maybe. He may be.
I'm sad about the skydiving thing. That kind of puts like my whole celebration plans out of thing.
Yeah.
Anywho, scoreline
I'm
for
just
you.
happy that that in my country I can make faces at my dog.
Yes.
Very, very important. Again, helps you communicate as a player
So
when
what,
you're not.
if someone makes a face at Fellaini because he looks a little bit like a shaggy dog, do they get sent off?
I think no, considering he's been drinking 1.5% alcohol since he was 5, so I don't think he's gonna take it easy.
I'm gonna say that there's gonna be a player send off, and I'm gonna guess today it's gonna be if Vermaelen plays. I think Vermaelen will get sent off, or Vertonghen for biting himself.
Yeah,
In other
Aggressive
I like the Tottenham thing. I
in
like that.
other less important news, Thomas Vermaelen and Vasson Company do face a fight to start today.
Yeah.
Because of their last minute medicals, which will be done right before the game. We don't have the team news yet because the game's not started yet. So.
Happy days. Right then, gentlemen,
Hey.
final predictions before we end this show.
I think Fanny Negotia to celebrate as Belgium win, and Balotelli wears a Belgian t-shirt.
Happy days. Scoreline.
I'm gonna say 2-1, just on the sheer merit of talent of the Belgian team.
Happy days. I am going to go for a high-scoring 3-2 to Belgium.
Oh.
To Belgium.
Just because I want to see some action and I want to see Belgium win as well, but I still want to see goals.
I still say you should honestly support Switzerland rather than Argentina. They have a better chance of winning
Why?
because every team you support, you get it wrong.
You know, we can't say this with both wearing Argentina shirts on the thing.
Not involved. Not involved.
Anyway, that is, we are running actually over time now, so that is in fact the end of What the Football today. But it's cool, at least we haven't missed any of the matches, so you guys run off and now check that out. Do join us tomorrow, as I said, we're going to be doing a lot of fun stuff, talking about a lot of jokes and internet stuff and all sorts of. We got a surprise for Nick Hill also,
Oh,
which
no.
we will get
Oh,
to
no.
when we get to that. So that's pretty cool. Don't forget about our prize to Rio. Win a trip to take.
Tick
Win
to
a
Rio.
bug to Brazil. Win a trip to Brazil. That's an awesome thing that you can do. Remember, it is IndiaPostLive.com. Our Twitter handle is @IndiaPostLive. Our hashtag is #WhatTheFootball. And that's the end of us today. That's the end of
No,
it.
that is not the end of
That is
us.
not the end of us
End of
today.
you.
That is the end,
End
of all
of you.
this. It's the end of me today.
You shall not pass.
You shall not pass. With that Ottawa quote, we will end the show tonight. Thank you so much for watching, and happy football experiencing, watching, viewing. I really should end better.
Happy
Bye.
big balls.